Okay guys, we're back for the reassembly of the slide, and what I'm going to do is going to start putting in those components that I purchased from GrayGuns, their competition spring kit for the Sig P226. Now what it comes with up here in the top left corner, you'll see that they have comes with a couple different hammer springs. This is their 19-pound hammer spring, reduced power hammer spring. It looks like normally on their website they only have another one. Here is a 17-pound hammer spring, and it looks like he sent me two of the same one, and I was messing with it with my fingers, and it feels like they're the same tension, and their kit normally comes with one, and it looks like he sent me two of the same tension. I don't know if it's my mind. One of them feels a little bit softer than the other, but I don't know. I'll go with the softest one. And this is really easy to change. Once it's on the gun, just take off the grips. If you're using a 17-pound and you're getting light hammer strikes, if you're getting failure to fires, you might need to step up the pounds on the hammer spring to get a more solid strike on the primer. And that's really easy to change. It also comes with a reduced weight Sear spring. What that does is to help with the pull weight, lightens up how hard the tension is on that Sear while it's engaged on the hammer. It also comes with this I don't know if it's reduced power. It's a customizable. I guess you can trim it or something. Magazine spring. They do sell it with their extended magazine release buttons, but apparently he sent me one too, so I'm gonna try it. No harm. I can change that in like 2 seconds. Comes with the reduced power firing pin safety block spring. That is really key in their kit for helping reduce that single action trigger pull, making it feel smoother. He did throw in here also. This is actually an upgraded, a heavier duty firing pin return spring. It is slightly stiffer than their OEM one, and from talking with him on the phone about it, it's to help with that increased dry firing practice. If you do a lot of dry firing snap cap practice, to help prevent firing pin breakage, they actually include a stiffer spring with that one. And this piece right here is the firing pin retaining pin that some of the models use. If you have the inner outer roll pin for your older Sig, use that, replace that. If you have this or this roll pin that they're using now, make sure you install it correctly. The serrated edge on the left side, because this side is larger, alright? So you want to go in this way. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use the roll pin that came with my firearm. So go ahead and reassemble. I cleaned my firing pin. I'm not going to grease it because normally they don't want you to get anything into the firing pin channel. It'll gum up and slow down the firing pin. If you ever get a bunch of gunk in there, it'll just turn into sludge. So we'll just reassemble, put the reduced, or the heavy duty firing pin spring. It's a little bit smaller on this one end versus the other end, and when I took it off, there is a little bit of like a little notch there on the firing pin. I'm gonna lock that in there. Okay, so now that's on. I'll go ahead and get my firing pin safety block. What I did is I kind of polished this area here, parallel, not perpendicular to the travel of the component in the slide. There is on the Sig forums DIY member that showed how to do a little bit of polishing to some of the action and making it smoother, and I did that and I noticed a big improvement. So we're going to go ahead and use this green firing pin block spring. Go ahead and drop that in the hole. Okay, put this back in. Actually, go like this to make sure it doesn't get caught. Alright, so you want to have it so that notch top right when you're looking at the slide this way, okay? I'm going to put the firing pin back in. Okay, I'm going to put the firing pin back in. And you notice it's not going to go in because you have to depress the firing pin safety block. Go ahead. Insert that in all the way. Push that in. Figure this out real quick. You know what, actually, it's the other way. I think. No, this is why you do it. There you go. So it actually is the other way around. The notches are facing up. So let me push it out again. When it comes out, it will come out like this. Notch side up. Okay. And go ahead and put that back in. Alright. And now the block is retaining the firing pin. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put this pin back in. But what you want to do is make sure you hold in the firing pin. I don't know if you need 3 hands or whatnot, so we'll figure it out. You want to make sure you push in on that firing pin a little bit, because right as of it sits right now, remember when we pushed out the pin, the firing pin popped out. So if you don't, you're going to be hitting against the firing pin. Okay, now that we got a little bit halfway in, you can see the firing pin is being held in by the retaining pin now. I'm going to use my roll pin punch. Finish it. Go ahead and try and even it out as much as you can. Just give it a little bit more, a couple more taps. Try and even out that pin. Let me get that in frame, I'm sorry guys. Even out that pin as much as you can. Don't have to necessarily, but that's just how I am. Okay. And that is the firing pin safety block and firing pin install. And then just go ahead and check it. Push down on this little bit here and go ahead and give the firing pin a push. And see it comes out. There you go. So that is the upper half.